Welcome back to Rocky Mountain Gardens, and if this is your first time stopping by my channel, my name is Mary. Today, guys, is Flipping Friday, and I am so excited to share with you 3 projects. So we're going to get started on that right away, but first let me mention that Jaime at Board Our Bananas is our host for this wonderful Flipping Friday collaboration. And there will be, down in my description box, there will be a playlist for you all to take a look at. And if you'd like to binge watch all of those wonderful, inspiring videos, I highly recommend it. It's great for so many ideas for your home. So let's go. This small table that I got thrifting had some gouges out of the top that you can see here, and a water ring stain. I used the plastic wood to do repairs and let it dry. And next I'm taking my sander. I love this sander because it is cordless, and it was a Christmas present from my daughter. Perfect for the different kinds of flips that I'm doing these days. But I'm smoothing out that top especially because of the repairs I had to make, and also trying to get that water stain sort of ridge out of it. And then I take a damp cloth to wipe off all of that dust and very carefully make sure I remove it all, and then I will be letting that dry thoroughly. And now I've brought my table indoors into my kitchen area where I am painting it with this very inexpensive Walmart black paint, and I'm using a satin finish here. I'm going to try to put a picture of the can in this as well so you can see the type of paint I'm using. But I have always enjoyed doing the underside of the piece first, as you can see me working on here. And then I always flip it over to do the top parts, and also, of course, looking for any pieces or places on the furniture that I might have missed accidentally. You know, we have to be vigilant about that because it's very easy to miss a little spot. But this paint covers so well, and I only had to do 1 coat on it. It was just fantastic coverage, so I highly recommend it. Now next I'm taking this Deco Art dark colored wax. It's called dark brown. And on the top here, I tried painting it on with a paintbrush, as I've seen a lot of other crafters do who work with furniture. They paint on the wax first and then wipe it off. So that's what I'm doing here. But I was kind of not sure I liked the finish that was taking place with it. I love using this dark wax because I actually learned this trick from my friend Yvonne at Ginger Chick Rehab, who does fantastic furniture flips. And this dark brown wax is wonderful to sort of, as she says, makes your black look very rich, and just brings out a beautiful finish on your piece. Since I wasn't sure I liked the results of painting on the wax on the top, I switched to using this rag, which is actually a baby blanket that I have cut up for this purpose. And guys, you can find baby blankets easily at thrift stores, but I just applied it and then kind of wiped it with that same rag half the times, or you can even use some of this blue shop towel product. It's a paper towel, but it is lint free, so it gives a good finish, doesn't leave behind any lint. So here you can see I'm rubbing it back with the shop towel, and actually both of these procedures worked just fine, and all parts of my table turned out beautifully. Here are some pieces of artwork that I picked up while thrifting in the past couple of months, and two of these I will be refinishing next in this video. So the first one is this lovely, it's like a print of a painting of two girls who are arranging flowers. And here I am pulling off the paper backing from this artwork. It had staples in it, which I had to bend back because I don't have all of the equipment that, professional framers use. And I also was appreciative that there was a artwork hanging wire across the back, which was wonderful. So I was trying to leave that on to make it easier for me to replace everything when I was finished with my changes to the artwork. So as you can see, I'm here bending back all of those staples and then very carefully taking out this cardboard backing, which by the way is not, if you had a serious piece of artwork, it is not acid free, so you normally wouldn't want to use that. And then guys, here I'm taking out the glass very carefully with those staples. And I would recommend in the future to everyone, if you're working with glass, to wear gloves because I did cut my finger slightly. Now, as you saw, I am using Waverly chalk paint in the color called Mineral, and I painted the entire frame with that mineral paint. My next step will be to dry brush some of this elephant chalk paint. The color is elephant, and I'm going to be trying to add a little more dimension to this frame, make it just a tad more interesting. As you can see, I'm just sort of wiping off some of the paint that's on the brush, so it is a lot more dry, and we'll just put very light marks on this frame. Before I paint this mauve colored mat board, I put wax paper down to protect my artwork from any splatters, and I'm using this Waverly Pool colored chalk paint. It is such a beautiful blue color, one of my favorites. And I'm just being careful going around the edges as I'm painting so I don't get any on the artwork itself. Just always remember, guys, when you see something in a thrift store and it's not exactly what you like for your own decor, it can always be changed. And, if you have a little bit of a vision of what the colors are you love, just transform it to fit in your home. So on this picture that I thrifted, I wonder if you can see in here, whoever did this framing put a caulking sort of material in here to seal in the picture, which means I really can't get it out. Take this apart without, probably destroying the mat, maybe even this really pretty cottage scene. So let's see if I can get it in here so you can see the whole thing. So what I have done is cleaned up the glass and added this painter's tape, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the frame. As you know, I don't love gold, and so I'm going to be painting it and then doing some other work on it to try to brighten it up with this super dark matte, which, I'm not so fond of, but I'm hoping if I brighten it up a little bit on the frame, it will help it look more pretty. I'll be using my Waverly Mineral Chalk Paint, so let's get it painted. Be sure to stay with me now till the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you how I use these items in my home. And I hope that will offer you some inspiration and especially give you that motivation to go to those thrift stores and get some inexpensive items for your decor too. Our next step will be to apply some of this Rub and Buff in the pewter color, and I'm going to be adding it to these details on the inside of the frame and the outside. I am using my finger here to apply the Rub and Buff on those edges. And guys, you can use either a finger or you can use a small paintbrush if you're using detailed work. Now I'm taking this old t-shirt and buffing it up to the amount of shine I would like to see on my project, and we'll take a look at it soon. Here is the cubby cabinet that I picked up. I can't remember if it was Salvation Army or Goodwill, but it was very inexpensive, $5.99 I believe. And you can see that there are dings in this cabinet, little gouges, and almost looks like a dog chewed on it in one place. But I am first taking my sander again, and I'm using it to sort of sand out the shiny finish that was on this little cabinet. And I also, am looking at getting the gouges sanded a little bit so they're not quite as evident. But I'm okay with that in general because I'm very happy with an old rustic look. Now I'm in my kitchen and I have a damp cloth. You can see there's a lot of sanding dust on this, and I'm just wiping it all away, cleaning it up before I start doing some refinishing and sprucing it up just a bit. Next, I'm going to be using this Minwax wood finish marker, and I believe the color is dark walnut. These are fantastic tools for sprucing up an old piece, and I'm really only using it on these areas where the bare wood is showing and trying to sort of fill that in so it's not so obvious that a dog chewed on the corner there. And so there were some other areas on it that I tried to cover up, as much as possible. And next we're moving on and using once again this Deco Art dark brown wax. And it doesn't look like it's covering the wood as well on this video as it actually did when I look at it in my kitchen. So but still, it does the job and really changes, the finish of the wood. It's not super shiny, which I do not care for, but it brings out the wood grain, as you can see here on this side, and sort of restores it to that rich look. I had, in actuality, considered painting this either white or black, but on second thought, I decided I wanted a dark wood cabinet to sort of complement my kitchen cabinet that I'm going to be placing it on. And I'm happy with it. As you will see in just a little while, I'll show you how I'm using it in my kitchen. I think you will find it really pretty. I hope so. Allow me to share with you my in-progress gallery wall that is right here by my stairs and my entryway. And for a close-up of the two girls arranging roses, there it is. Let me see if I can get up here to get you a better look. I am so happy with the frame and also the mat board and how that turned out. Now we'll move down here to this section of the gallery where I have this print of what I believe is a painting of a little inn here. Looks like a beautiful cottage, and I just love it. So pretty with this lighter frame. I think it makes it just be a little bit more eye-catching and cheerful for my gallery wall. Here I have staged my little black table. I actually am using it in my hearth room as a plant stand, and it's doing a wonderful job. It looks so pretty, and you'll see it on my next home tour. I'll be sure to point it out, but I think the table just looks fantastic. Here, my friends, is how I am using this cubby. I'm putting it on top of this pretty pine cabinet that I'm actually going to be painting later. And of course, I'll share that with you. And what I've done is put my picture collection on display for now in this area. And I can highlight all of these beautiful pictures that I have been thrifting and sharing with you in various thrift hauls. Oh my goodness, I'm just thrilled with how this looks and how it gives me an opportunity to share these beautiful vintage pictures with everyone. Thank you so much to everyone for stopping by as I share my Flippin Friday projects with you. And I sure do hope you'll come back, and don't be afraid to subscribe if you have not yet done so, because we have lots of gardening things coming up and more crafts, more thrift hauls, everything that you might enjoy to make your home and garden beautiful. I will see you next Friday. So long now.